Hi guys, how are you doing? Here I am with the new reading, which is what to expect in love this month. So whenever you come across this reading, it's timeless. It's for the next 20 to 30 days. It's around that time period of what to expect in your love life at this time. Okay guys, thank you so much to everyone watching, liking and subscribing to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you enjoy the video, please make any comments if you want to, and if you want to see a specific reading on the channel, please let me know. If you'd like your own reading, it's £20 for 20 minutes, and you can book it straight away in the link below. I do try and do all readings on the same, or well, within 24 hours. I do it within 24 hours. Okay, right, let's get to the reading. So please pause the video if you haven't decided already. Here we go. Okay. Hi number ones, how are you doing? So number ones, what do you need to what can you expect in love in the next month or so? Okay, this is interesting. So number ones, things are going to come good for you. Okay, now let me explain what's going on here. This is an oracle card by Sonia Choquette. The answer is simple. This is what you need to do. So this is what's happening. Really, I should put them like this, so I will. Let me put the one down here. Let me get organised, guys. Let me get organised. Here we go. So this is what's happening, and this is your advice. Okay, now I'm going to start with the advice because it will explain what's going on here. So give yourself the best. This means self-love, self-care, taking care of yourself, giving yourself what you need. Okay, so this is about listening quietly to that inner self and really knowing this is what I want, this is where I'm going, this is what I need, and providing that for yourself. Give yourself the best. So if you know you're burning the candle at both ends, you're not taking care of yourself, whatever it is, then this is what you need to do. Okay. Now, this is very important because I see you hearing this message and acting on it. And because of that, this is what happens. Justice. Okay, so positive karma, the right thing happening. You get what you deserve, and in a positive way. So if you don't give to yourself and you continue to push yourself too hard and you don't take good care of yourself, it's not that bad things will happen, it's just that the right thing and the good thing won't happen for you as easily. Okay, this is an intuitive read, by the way, guys. This isn't what the Justice card means. This is how it's coming through. I mean, it is in part what the Justice card means, but you know, this is how it's coming through. All right, so you, by giving yourself the best, you allow for positivity to come through. And can I just mention that for a few of you, giving yourself the best means stopping doing things that could be harming yourself or others. You know, negative patterns. Yeah, so that means that too. So then the right thing is able to happen. And you start to see things going your way because you're putting in the love and the attention and the positivity to you. The right thing starts to happen. So that thing that in the minute you think, I deserve this, or this is what could be happening to me, but it's not, or things don't seem to be going as I would hope, or you know, things aren't just moving. And what happens is then you've got the Strength card. So from giving to yourself, what you do is you find quite literally strength. You find inner strength. You find inner wisdom. You know, that inner self comes alive, you know. So this really, giving to yourself the best, gives you this sense of communion with that inner sort of state of being, that inner self. You know, that you really open and connect to your soul more. And this is what's going to give you strength. Sorry, I just moved the thing. This is what's going to give you strength. And from that inner strength and that doing the right thing and taking care of yourself, what we get is the Sun, abundance. Okay, so this could be a new beginning. Of course, the Sun is also the divine masculine, so this could be an arrival, they're saying, of an, what I'm seeing is this this horse. It's like the arrival of somebody, and it's got the baby on the back of the horse. And what this is symbolizing today for me is that a person, either a new person, as in a baby, like a new man or a new divine masculine entering your life, or a reborn old partner. Does that make sense? Like it's like someone after a rebirth. So this could be someone coming back into your life or coming into your life that brings this fresh start. Okay, and that's what the baby represents, is that rebirth, that new beginning. All right, but regardless, what you're going to see is abundance and more fulfillment in your love life this month if you give to yourself first, you know, and give yourself the best. If you don't, it's not that anything bad's going to happen, but you won't see this abundance. You know, you have to take care of yourself in order to receive that. Okay, number ones, thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. I need to put my cards away at the same time, but I'm still not doing this. Hi, number twos, how are you doing? Right, so what to expect in love. Ooh, interesting. What to expect in love this month. Okay, interesting, love it. Right, so number twos, this is what's happening. This is what you need to do, okay? And this is the guide's advice. So this is from the Sonia Choquette deck. The answer is simple. So we've got a Knight of Swords coming your way. This could be an existing lover or a new lover. It's someone entering with this Knight of Swords energy. Now, the Knight of Swords is a good energy in many regards. There's nothing negative in this reading. This is change. This is, the situation is no longer stagnant. So if you are in a romantic situation where you feel your situation is stagnant, then you will probably almost certainly see some sort of change this month. Sorry, I wanted to say something else as well, but I'll come on to that. You will see a change this month. Things will be allowed to move forwards. Okay, so that is a real positive. Now, if you're waiting for someone to come back into your life or come into your life, what you may find is that this person resonates with the Knight of Swords energy. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but this Knight of Swords can be a bit impulsive and a bit erratic, okay? So it can be that this person kind of breezes in. They're maybe really good with the words. They may be quite charming. You know, this is what they're showing me. This is someone who flies in, all guns blazing, you know, romantic, and, you know, like the knight on the white horse. Sorry, I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it won't focus. Let's see if it will. There we go. Oh no, there we go. So there's this knight on the white horse, and here he is. He's like coming to the rescue, and he's got his sword. And I always think when I see the Knight of Swords of the Ace of Swords, nearly always. You know, it's like this brilliant new idea, this new opportunity. It's like he comes in, he's got all of the chat, all of the charm, all of the ideas. Yeah? However, the Knight of Swords is not always a permanent fixture. You know, he can breeze in and just as quickly, after a short time, breeze out. And I do think you need to be aware of that, because the Magician next to the Knight of Swords, for me, here today, is saying just watch out. Because sometimes the Magician is not a negative card, but just sometimes the Magician can kind of indicate someone who is a bit of a trickster. He's maybe not telling you the whole truth, maybe giving you a bit of an illusion. You know, maybe doing a bit of sleight of hand, metaphorically, you know. So I think just with these two cards together, just be careful. Now, my feeling is that this person may come in, whoa, really over the top, brilliant ideas, all really full on, okay? But when it comes down to it, it might be not completely, I wanted to say genuine, but that's not true. I don't feel like anyone is purposely trying to deceive you here. I just think that it might not all manifest quite as you would imagine. You know, there's a bit of an illusion going on. It's a bit of almost like wishful thinking, if that makes sense. because they're also saying that the Magician is like an advice to this other person, that this person needs to realize that they have got all the capabilities at their disposal and that they need to understand their own strength. So I get the feeling that there's almost a bit of immaturity here with this person. This is entirely intuitive, by the way. It's not the meaning of these cards. If you look up either of these cards, yeah, I feel like this person may be a bit impulsive, a bit impetuous, you know, they just kind of like fly in. But you know what? They need to be careful and to keep balanced. You know, and the Temperance here is about balancing the emotions. It's about that stability. It's about that maturity, really. Spiritual maturity, wisdom, a depth of wisdom, and a need to balance, you know. And what they're saying is that this person may well end up bringing you what you want, this new beginning. This can be like a card about manifesting, you know, manifesting that person. You know, and so this situation could well be that you do get what you want, okay? That you do get what you want, and that this relationship is able to come to the next level. But you and that other person, must remain balanced. Now, you can't do a lot about what they're doing, but you can do quite a lot about what you're doing. So make sure you stay balanced. But what I am also hearing is that for some of you, this kind of like flying in energy, and then this kind of like trying to manifest and any potential sort of issues around this Knight of Swords Magician is all about balancing the emotions. It's about balancing things out. So it may well be that you guys are working through some things. So this person may be going in and out a bit this month of your life, you know, or there's almost like I almost feel like there's almost a negotiation, or you're trying to manifest a new beginning. So for some of you, it might be like you've had a period of time apart or in non-contact, and then you're coming back together and trying to work things out. And it's all about staying balanced. So stay balanced. Be aware of balance. Look for balance, number twos. Now, I like this as well, because your advice is listen to the music. Okay, so this can be a symbol for some of you. It might be that the person we're talking about is connected to music, or you are connected to music, and this may be a personal sign for you, and this picture or this concept may be individual to you. It might be that when you saw this card, you got an inspiration or an idea. Some of you, 1 or 2, 3, 4 of you maybe, that will be the case. If that's not the case, what they're saying is listen to the music, and they mean that literally and metaphorically. So it might be that whilst all this is going on, you need to relax. Listen to the music. So as in, sit back and listen to the joy of life. Does that make sense? You know, like almost like as a metaphor for enjoying life, but also literally throw on your favourite music and feel the joy, feel the love. Get that flow going in you. You know, most of us, music does do that for us. Our own, you know, obviously not all music, but the music you like. So it's all about staying chilled out this month for you. It's about staying balanced. It's about staying positive, you know, and allowing those emotions to settle down. I think there may be some turbulence, so just allow things to settle down, okay? Thank you, number 2. So much love to you. Please like and subscribe. If you'd like your own reading, please go to the description box below. Hi, number 3s. So what to expect in your love life this month? Okay. Right, good. Cool, love it. Right. Very simple, quite quick message for you, number 3s. So, number 3s. This is you, okay, this is you. You have been experiencing some fears, some anxieties, some stress, yeah? You've been going through it a little bit recently. Okay, now this month shows that you are going to have a move on from this. Have a move on from this? That doesn't really make sense, but you knew what I meant. You know, so the last few weeks, I feel you may have had a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. Your mind may have been very full of thoughts, of concerns. you may have felt quite overwhelmed, and you felt very bound up with your own thoughts. You may well have felt stuck. You may have felt like you don't really know what to do. Okay. I'm going to go here next. This is the advice. This is where you're going this month, but a little bit like number one, this is where you're going if you follow this advice. So this Sonia Choquette card is the advice for you from the guides. This is what's happening. This is what you need to do. So it says put others first. Now, this is going to be divided into two groups here. Make sure you get yourself in the right group, and you'll understand what I mean in a minute. Put others first. If you are an empath, a healer, etc., and you have a particular person in mind energetically, and this person as being the one causing you stress and anxiety, this does not mean give them more. Because I think that this is gonna, you know, I worried about this when I saw it. I thought, no, because I think I don't want any of you out there who've already been giving such a lot of thought and energy to this emotional romantic situation and worrying about it and giving 90% to it. I don't want you to keep doing that, because that's not what they mean by this. They mean put others first. So if you always put everyone else first, this means put the other first, as in you, the one you don't normally put first. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It can also mean, for example, if you have, we've all been there, I've definitely been there, if you have been in a situation where you have been obsessing over one person and putting all your time, energy, thoughts, passions into this romantic relationship, it's time to put your friends first, your family first. Yeah, and focus your attentions elsewhere. Okay? If you are not in a romantic situation that's draining you, if your thoughts are not about, you know, this trouble, this anxiety, this fear is not to do with a partner that's either you're in separation from or fighting with or having difficulty with, then it may well be that you need to put the partner first. Okay, so use your intuition but also your common sense here. But what they say is that by giving the love to somebody else, by flowing your positive energy towards a family member, a friend, your lover, whoever, someone who has a very positive connection with you. So it doesn't mean pouring oil on the fire with the stressful situation, but you know, find someone that you care about. Oh, it can be a stranger either, someone at work, colleagues. It can be, if you work in a store, it can be about just being friendlier and more loving towards people that come to your counter or whatever it is. But it's about that sense of loving service towards other people. This will get you out of your fear. Now you may well say, well, what's that got to do? All this rambling, Kat, what's this got to do with my relationship? Well, do you know what? It's got everything to do with your relationship, because what it does is it connects you to love and it allows you to let go of this fear. And then we have the Six of Wands, victory. Because instead of becoming completely obsessed and wrapped up in your own fears, you start to become more connected to the flow of life. And you get inspired. We've got the wands, the soul, the spirit. You know, you get inspired. And this Six of Wands is about someone riding back from a battle victorious. And this is you coming out of this. It could be a mini sort of depressive state or this sense of anxiety or whatever, into a state of victory where you feel like you've won the battle over your own mind. You know, you've kind of let go of this. And of course, what happens when you feel victorious? What happens when you get that sense of inspiration? What happens when you feel pleased with yourself, proud of yourself? You feel like you have achieved and that you can, like I say, be proud of yourself. Well, then things move forwards because you are confident, because you feel self-assured, because you let go of the clinging or the attachment or the fear. And what happens when fear goes? You can move forwards. 8 of Wands, movement. Yeah? So this is so key, so important, all right? So use loving service towards others to let go of your fears and to get you out of this overly thoughtful, overwhelmed state. When you do, you'll feel victorious. As you feel proud of yourself and victorious, your love life will move. Thank you, number 3s. If you'd like your own reading, please check the description box below. £20 for 20 minutes. Thank you, guys. Love you. Hi, number 4s. How are you doing? So, let's find out what is happening. What do you need to know about your love life this month? Okay, so this is what's happening. This is the advice. Just taking in the energies. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let's get on with it. Right, so this is whenever you pick up this reading, it's for 20 to 30 days ish from now. All right, so Ace of Wands. This is a bit of an epiphany, an aha, a realization, a great idea. I do see this, the Ace of Wands, more so in the John Holland deck that I often use, but even so, it's come to me in this reading, so it must be significant. As a bit of a mini epiphany, a mini awakening or an enlightening sort of state. You've had or will have a great idea. Yeah? And it's interesting because... Oh, okay. Right. Okay. They're explaining to me. Right. 4s. You've had a realization. You've had an idea. You've had a wake-up call, an awakening. Oh, okay. In your love life. So this could be a realization that someone is not right for you. A realization that someone is right for you. A realization that what you thought was the case isn't the case. Negative, positive, it is no such thing really. It's all just stuff happening, you know. I say that because it might feel like it's a bad thing now, but in 6 months' time you might think, well, thank goodness that happened, and vice versa. We never really know. So it's just best to think of it just as stuff happening, I find, you know. But you've had a realization. The Page of Cups, even the Page of Wands, is like receiving good news. It's faithful, it's stable, it's all really good, and it's in reverse. So for me, it's like, it could feel at the minute like it's not good news. You know, it's like, oh, you've realised something. You've realised something is not what you hoped for or what it seemed. Okay? I get the feeling with a lot of you, you will realise that the person that you have set your sights on, or that you have been interested in, or that you care about, is probably not the one for you. Or you find out something that puts you off, or you find out that they are not at this moment interested, or something. What I want you to understand though is that it's been presented as an amazing positive new start with the Ace of Wands. It's being shown as inspiration rather than something painful, okay? And that's because it's going to give you opportunity. This idea about this person has been potentially standing in your way, and that's why their advice to you is to say thank you. Metaphorically, probably not literally, you know. Probably don't call the person up and say, oh, thank you for showing me that you were totally inappropriate for me or whatever, you know. But it's like what they're asking you to understand. Sorry about that, my camera turned itself off. It does it now and again. They're asking you to recognise that this is a gift. They're asking you to recognise that this is a positive thing for you. Okay? So say thank you. And for the majority of you, it means walk away or focus on yourself. Please apply your own common sense and intuition here. If we're talking about if you are in a committed relationship and you've maybe been having a difficult time, this does not necessarily mean leave the relationship. It might mean metaphorically walk away. You know, it might mean let it go, surrender, you know, just let the argument go. But for the majority of you watching, this is that you've had your sights set on somebody and you found out something recently. I don't get the sense that this is something that will happen in the next month. This has already happened. You've already had a bit of a realization very recently that this person is just not the good news. That's not that they're bad, it's just they're not going to bring you what you want. So it's time to let it go. It's time to cut the ties. Focus on yourself as well. Five of Swords. Focus on your own light and your own self. Give up the fight with this person. Say thank you because you have been released from this situation, and then you will find your love life move forwards incredibly rapidly, because I feel like this has a double meaning. An amazing realization, an opportunity is coming for you, but you've got to walk away from the old one first. Guys, I hope you have an amazing week. So much love to you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like your own reading, please check the description box below. See you next time.